morning and welcome back to another Saturday Vibes. My name is Brittany. I'm a 49-year-old woman getting super close to 50, and on Saturdays I like to spend some time kind of creating a vibe, and I do that with a scent, a beverage, and a makeup look. Often my clothing will somewhat go with it as well, but I guess it's kind of an adult way of playing dress up maybe, or just escaping for me an hour, for you all 30 minutes. So I invite you to escape with me. Today's vibe is New England coastal. So I've done West Coast coastal. I've done LA, and I've also done Pacific Northwest. Apparently I like to kind of imagine being in a coastal area, probably because I don't live near the ocean at all. But I realized that when I think about coastal vibes, I have very different feelings about East Coast versus West Coast and North versus South. So today, I am looking to create a vibe for the New England coast, probably in the early spring. So it's still fairly chilly. Some might even say cold, but it's not snowing. But you're going to be putting on a jacket when you go outside, and maybe a scarf. So that is the inspiration for today. My beverage, I don't have a can to open. I created it myself. It is a cranberry spritzer. So it's cranberry juice with Diet Sprite. I didn't have any plain sparkling water, but cranberry really makes me think of New England coast, probably because of Massachusetts and Cape Cod and the cranberries. So I'm probably being incredibly stereotypical, but it's my vibe. And it helps me get there definitely by having the cranberry and then having it being light and sparkling by making it a spritzer. Very refreshing and nice. Plus it's pretty in the glass. Scent wise, I'm using a new to me scent. It's from Cyklar, and it's a perfume oil. They come in these cute little bottles, and it's a roller ball. And this is Floral Veil. And Cyklar on their website says that it is, the fragrance notes are the top notes are raspberry and ambrette, mid notes are fresh air and peony, and the dry down is sandalwood, white amber, and skin musk. Chic and sophisticated fresh air, flower petals, and clean skin leave a lasting impression of effortless tranquility and soothing intimacy. And that's kind of what I think of when I think of East Coast, New England coast, is effortless tranquility, just kind of a sense of peace and tranquility. So I really liked that description and those notes. Like I said, this is a new to me scent. I don't think it's new for the company, but I just got it. And so I'm still getting to know it. It smells like a skin scent to me in that it doesn't have a lot of projection. It just kind of amplifies your own skin and scent. And it's a close scent, doesn't project. I don't really smell the raspberry. I do smell the mid notes and the dry down. So the fresh air, a little bit of floral. I I don't know that I would pick it out as being peony. Maybe kind of the end of what I'm smelling. I do get that kind of sweetness from that comes with peony. And then the sandalwood, white amber, and skin musk. I think that's the prevailing scent. But then you also have that kind of fresh air peony scent to it. I don't really smell the top notes much at all. But it is very pleasant, calming, peaceful scent. Makeup look, this is going to be day makeup today. Kind of not a lot of, I don't want it to look like there's a lot of effort in the makeup. I'm going to focus on kind of taupes and kind of go from there. Taupes, browns, light pinks, that kind of palette, I'm thinking. So I don't have a new foundation. I'm going to use my MAC Studio Radiance just because I think it makes my skin look good. I have put on sunscreen and moisturizer. Gave it time to soak in. Make sure I get all of it off my fingers. Okay. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of concealer. I'm using the MAC Studio Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift Concealer. In shade NC10. Use a little bit of contour. I'm going to use the Haus Labs contour stick in Chisel, which is the lightest neutral shade they have. Okay, I think I got all the contour blended in. So now I've got a good place to start and maybe have another sip of my spritzer. So I've got a blush here that is fairly new to me, and it's from Rose Inc. in the shade Heliotrope. I thought that Rose Inc. shut down, but this was part of an Allure Beauty box, I think like last month. And you could choose from, 4 or 5 colors. So it kind of surprised me because I did think that, so I don't know if it got bought out. Okay, so the internet has provided. It says that Rose Inc., which was originally started by Rosie Huntington Whiteley, and I knew that, that it was bought out in 2023 to a Hong Kong company, AA Investments, following the bankruptcy of its parent company. So I guess they went into bankruptcy, they got bought out. Rosie Huntington Whiteley has stepped down, and now the new company is kind of relaunched it. What it looks like. But they're keeping like the packaging and stuff the same. Their website does say that it's clean beauty powered by science. So we'll see. I mean, it sounds like maybe similar plan. But, you know, when you have the person that started the brand no longer part of the brand, it will be interesting to see where the brand goes. I didn't purchase anything from them before, and this is the only product I have now. I really like this cream blush. So the shade is Heliotrope, and it is like a peachy shade. It's a very stiff cream. And so I'm not sure if it's the formula that I like or this color or combo. It's not something that if you're wanting a big color payoff, this isn't going to do it for you. But it is really nice at just enhancing what, like, my own features. It's not and working with me even though I'm so pale. I just feel like it makes me look healthy. So I'm very pleased with it. I haven't been using it long enough to form real opinions in terms of how long it lasts, if it does anything weird to my skin. I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't found myself being frustrated on the days that I wear it, that later when I go and see myself in the mirror that it looks like I'm not wearing any makeup. So I don't know. There's nothing about it that seems particularly unique, but I like it. Like, I like the end result, and I see myself using this a lot because it is such a nice kind of like natural flush color for me. All right, so we've done that. I'm gonna go ahead and do, I think I'm gonna powder because I want kind of a soft look today. So I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty powder in Cherry Blossom Cake, which is the light pink one, and just kind of set everything. It's interesting when I think about, if I think of West Coast beaches, I think of tan and like kind of messy hair, sparkling, I don't know, I guess I think kind of California, not really planned out, flying by the seat of your pants, fun, bright, happy. That's what I think of. And then kind of like this undertone of cool. Whereas when I think of East Coast, especially like New England, I think of more of like established, kind of effortlessly calm, but things are more planned and put together. It's like an effortless ease, but it's not messy at all. It's very clean and sharp. And I think of different colors. For East Coast, I think of like light blue and white and sandy tones. Maybe a little red thrown in there. And when I think of California, I think of like pink and lavender and yellow. It's just interesting. Am I alone in this? Like, do any of you have certain things that you think of, either colors or scents or tones, when you think of East Coast versus West Coast? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. I'm just gonna use the Merit Brow 1990 or 1980. The brow mascara one, not the pencil. And this is in light brown. I'm not really wanting a brow moment today, but you do need something in them so you can tell that they're there. They don't look too washed out. Give a frame to my face. All right. Color-wise, for the eyes, I'm gonna focus on this MAC palette. It's, let's see if it has a name. Burgundy tones. Connect in color. Embedded in burgundy. So here it's this one, and there's six colors here. And I think I'm going to focus on these two here up at the top, which is Haus is H-O-U-X is this one. And then Naked Lunch is the one in the middle. And Naked Lunch has some sheen to it, whereas Haus is matte. So I'm going to use Haus in the crease. Give some depth there. I may need something else because this may be too light. You know what? Oh, that doesn't really work. Well, let's try the eyeliner and see if that, by giving my eyes more of a frame, if that makes me feel like I'm there, or if I'm going to need to add a little bit more color to the eyes. So I'm going to use, I want like a taupe eyeliner. So I've got this one from Maybelline. It's the Tattoo Studio, and the shade is actually called Midnight Mocha. I like these. They're a gel liner. They go on pretty easily, and they do set down and don't smear, which is nice. That does make me like the shadow more. And because I'm kind of going low contrast with the makeup today, I don't want to have all of a sudden a high contrast lash. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay in Dark Blonde Taupe, their tubing mascara. And even though I love this blush, I do want a little bit more color, so I am going to put a powder blush on. I'm going to use Harmony from MAC. And this is one of the things I got in my TJ Maxx haul a few weeks ago. I went into some like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and they had a bunch of MAC stuff in a variety of colors. It was very exciting. Maybe that's normal for people, but it's not normal here. They've always had makeup and skincare at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but it's always brands I've never heard of, and stuff that I'm not really interested in buying. But Harmony is a fantastic color that I used to use all the time when I was younger. And then, you know, brown kind of went out. But I like having it as an option. It's not an everyday blush, although it works fine for a whole bunch of different looks. But I am kind of reconnecting with the color, and it's been really nice. Unexpected perk. Lips. Liner, I'm going to use, I think it's Cool Spice. Yep, Cool Spice by MAC. Not as cool as Spice used to be, but cooler than Spice currently is. I think MAC lip liner was the very first liner that I ever used. So it's what I expect lip liner to be. I'm sure they've changed their formula in the amount of time that I have been wearing makeup, but it feels the same. It lasts for a pretty long time. It's not super long lasting. It's not super glidey. You have to push a little bit. It's in a wooden pencil. It lasts a reasonable amount of time in terms of how fast you go through the product. There's nothing really kind of unique or special about it. It's just one of those products that does what it's supposed to do, and I find myself kind of defining everything by it, in part because it was the one that I had first, but also because it always just has continued to do what it's meant to be. And this color is just so similar to my natural lip color that it does really well for contouring. It's a little bit cooler. So I'm able to line in that area that like stands up like it's your lips, but isn't your lip color. That's kind of like skin color. If I put the liner in there, it ends up kind of contouring my lips. And kind of making them seem a little bit bigger, which wouldn't take much because they're pretty small. All right, and then for the actual gloss, I'm going to use the Sephora Glossed in shade, I think this is Taupe. It is 110 Blessed. So, sorry. Blessed. And it does kind of live somewhere between like a gray nude pink and a taupe. Maybe taupe pink. Okay, I like that. It's like I brought all my features out and added some definition to my face, but I'm not really calling attention to any one feature of mine. This is my interpretation of classy makeup. Daytime classy makeup. Then curl my hair or straighten it. Chose you just go with how things were today. If I had some salt air, maybe I would get some beachy waves, but you just have to pretend. Let me actually get a look at myself by putting on my glasses. All right. I think I've done it. I think I've created New England beach vibes. I have successfully forgotten about bad life emails. Well, apparently not, since I brought it up. But I hadn't thought about it in a good 5 minutes. Um, and now I'm ready to turn the page from the work week and move forward into a relaxing weekend. Thanks again for spending part of your Saturday with me. I do this every Saturday. Create a different vibe using a scent, a beverage, and a makeup look. I have tons of ideas of different vibes that I can create, and I kind of just let inspiration take hold wherever it does, but I am inviting you to be part of the conversation. If there's a vibe that you think would be fun to watch me try to execute, just let me know in the comments. If you like this video, check out some of my other ones. Like and subscribe so we can keep this community growing. See you next time.